Hello and welcome to this thing that I do on the internet. It's Monday, which means that today is the first day of Valentine's Day week. Which means absolutely nothing, because Valentine's Day is a corporate holiday created to get you to buy shit. But that doesn't matter, because I still celebrate it and I still buy into it. And I know that there are probably some of you out there who are single and you're not feeling great about it. But to make you all feel better about your Valentine's Days and show you why you're probably better off being single anyway, I'm gonna share with you my worst Valentine's Day. The year was 2012, and I was a high school senior. Growing up, I remember all I ever wanted was a boyfriend, because A, I didn't realize that I wasn't straight, and B, the idea of romance and finding a man who loves you is just shoved down every little girl's throat since the time they're an infant. So fast forward to the summer of senior year. I'm freaking out. I can't go to college without having had a boyfriend. This was genuinely my thought process. Right before senior year, I got myself a boyfriend. And I am so excited because not only did I feel like I had this deadline on my back that I beat, but I'm also extremely competitive. So I did it before all my other friends. I was the first one to get a boyfriend. Really wish that I hadn't been. But fast forward to Valentine's Day, and we have been together now for months, and I think it's super serious. A couple of weeks before Valentine's Day, I remember texting him and asking him what we were gonna do, and he didn't make any plans yet. And he told me that he didn't really want to come see me because he didn't feel like wasting the gas money to come drive and see me. So I went out of my way to make reservations at a restaurant really close to me so that he wouldn't have to waste his gas. I started saving my money so that I could get him some gifts. I didn't have a lot of money, he didn't have a lot of money, so I knew that we weren't gonna get each other anything too big. So I ended up getting him like a shirt from his favorite video game and a box of chocolates. You may have seen this one coming. He didn't get me a gift, but he told me that his gift would be the dinner. Before dinner, we decided to go see a movie. The movie we decided to see was Star Wars Episode 1. If you know anything about Star Wars, you know that Episode 1 is the worst. I don't know what the fuck possessed us to go see that other than it was there, because it wasn't good in 1999 and it was even worse in 2012. And it is long. 2 hours and 16 minutes of fucking Jar Jar Binks. Oh my fucking god. And we didn't want to leave because like we had spent $15 to go see this movie, so like we were gonna sit through the whole thing. But being forced to sit through 2 hours and 16 minutes of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, was like, I would have rather thrown myself to a pack of wolves. It was so bad. Finally the movie's over and it's like we ascended through the crusts of hell and now we're finally back on Earth. Oh, so I should mention, it was pouring. Like it was storming, it was just the nastiest, grossest day ever. So we have to drive back to my house. That's when I find out that in this horrible storm, his windshield wipers are broken. Instead of calling someone or trying to get them fixed, he just drove. We had to drive like 20 minutes home in the rain, the pouring rain, with no visibility whatsoever. I thought that I was going to die. There was no way, there was absolutely no way he could see out of those windshields any better than I could, and it was terrifying. Although, looking back on how terrible that relationship was, I'm not entirely sure that that wasn't his intention. By God's fucking grace, we get home. So we finally get to the restaurant for dinner. I'm super excited to just sit down and talk to him and just have a really nice date. And as we're walking back to our table, my boyfriend at the time grabs a whole shit ton of crayons out of the little kid's bin. And also I feel like I should add a little bit of backstory here. I was 17, he was 18, but he looked way older than 18. So here's this 18-year-old guy who looks like a 30-year-old just grabbing a shit ton of crayons. So here we are in this romantic fancy restaurant on Valentine's Day, and here's my boyfriend with a handful of crayons drawing on the placemats, completely ignoring me. And then he starts could draw a portrait of me, which would have been really nice and romantic if he was an artist and if it wasn't a caricature. You know those drawings that little kids do of like the kids that they're bullying to be like, haha, this is what you look like? That's what he did. That's what he drew for his girlfriend in the middle of this fancy romantic restaurant with crayons on the back of our placemats. And that's not even the worst part, because then the bill comes. And if you recall, back in the beginning of the story, he told me that dinner was gonna be his Valentine's Day gift for me, and he never paid for anything. I always ended up covering it, or we split the bill. So I was very excited to have him pay for dinner, and that was my present, and that was gonna be enough. That was gonna be really nice. So then the bill comes, and he makes me pay. It wasn't like he didn't have the money. He had his credit card there, he had cash in his wallet, he paid for his half, and made me pay for mine. And as we were leaving, I said to him, I thought that dinner was gonna be my present. To which he said it was. I drove you there. Because when you're in an abusive relationship, you are worth less to him than gas for his car. And that was my worst Valentine's Day ever. So if you're single this Valentine's Day, or you're in a relationship that you're not happy with, I just want to impart some wisdom on you guys. You probably already know this, but it took me a while to figure it out. You would think it'd be obvious, but it wasn't. And that is that Valentine's Day is about love. It's not about romantic love, it's just about love. And love can be platonic. And I love my parents, I love my family, I love my friends. These last 3 years being single have been some of the best Valentine's Days of my life, because I realized that I don't need someone else to define me. I don't need someone else to be happy. I don't need someone else to love. Romantic love does not define platonic love, and life isn't all about the romance. So this Valentine's Day, if you're single, throw the romance out the door. You don't need it. Have an awesome time with your family and your friends, and eat a shit ton of chocolate, because that's what Valentine's Day is really about. As always, you can check out my previous video. I did the gamer tag, so if you want to watch me answer some questions about my favorite video games, feel free to check that one out. And you can click down there to subscribe to me. Yeah, I upload every Monday and Friday, but this week I'm trying out a new format, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I got a little bonus video for you guys. Get excited. I'm excited, but I'm easily excited by everything. So yeah, that's it. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.